Hey, what's going on? Sean here. So yes, the JFK Mandela effect. The one that a lot of you probably are familiar with is how many people were in the car, and the most people remember three or four, and a smaller amount remember six or some other number. I definitely remember four, and this has been discussed and shared online through different media. So anyway, point is that was one change for a lot of people. There's six people in the car on this timeline, and in a lot of people's past experiences, we were on a different timeline, and there was three or four people in the car. I clearly remember four. That video is burned into my brain. I mean, it was a very historically horrible event that I clearly remember seeing four in the car. Anyway, the other Mandela effect with JFK is that he no longer is known as the youngest president. The youngest president to be elected is not JFK. JFK is the second youngest president to be elected on the timeline we're in right now. Teddy Roosevelt, youngest president. Teddy Roosevelt, youngest president. JFK, second youngest president. Now, I'm not surprised that a lot of people that I've talked to believe and remember JFK being the youngest president. Just asking out of the blue, who was the youngest president? And JFK. Most people I've encountered remember that. I myself included remember JFK being the youngest president, not because I was around during JFK, but because both my parents shared their feelings about JFK. They were big fans of JFK. They were young adults, and JFK was president. He had I believe what was he, Christian Catholic? He was Catholic, and they explained he was the first Catholic president or the only Catholic president. And then they also crap. I'm sorry, Christian Catholic. I'm getting those mixed up. My apologies. So Christian, he was a Christian. So now it's like, Sean, you can't remember a little detail like that. How can we trust your memory? I'm being honest. I'm being open and transparent. All right. I clearly remember four in the car, and there's a whole bunch of other Mandela effects that I clearly remember, and then there's a whole bunch I don't, and I will be the first to tell you I'm not sure. But anyway, he was the first president who had a religion similar to my parents, and he was the youngest president. I remember them telling me he was the youngest president, and he was the first Christian, Catholic. It was one of those two presidents, because my parents were raised in Christian, Catholic, and yeah. So sorry about my confusion on the religious descriptions, but yes, JFK was the youngest president. My parents told me that when I was growing up. Both of them told it to me separately on multiple occasions. And those that I speak with, the majority of them remember JFK as the youngest president to be elected ever. But now he's second. Go figure. Mandela effects.